Welcome back, Profit Takers. It's Victoria here. And today, we're going to cover what happened last week. We're going into, last week was the first week of the new month. We're now going into the next week of the new month. So even though it's summer and some people complain that, the markets are trash, it's not true. It's just not true. Let's look at NASDAQ. This is NASDAQ. And I started the week off, obviously, from Friday and implementing, pretty much everything that I've learned and, understand from Stacy Burke's trading. As you all know, the indicator is a BTM. It was originally designed for that, and I made some modifications to it so that we can have, some of the stuff that I've learned from the Stacy Burke Trading SBT, right? And one of those, of course, is the major levels, right? Which obviously, guys, it's not anything new, right? It's almost like when I started to really understand the methodology, it was stuff that I had learned in the past, like, the previous day counts, right? I had already started figuring out like, after 3 previous day breaks, okay, this could be an opportunity. This is a trade setup, right? We have 2 breaks here. That could be a setup, right, for, probably a potential reversal, or it could be a day where the break didn't happen. So we're expecting the second break on the 3rd day or whatnot. And let me just expand on that, right? Just looking at this with the NASDAQ, we see 3 days from the peak. Now this is a peak reset. Okay. Now there's some things that I'm looking to try to adjust here to make it a little bit more user friendly and, just to give you all the information right there, right? You want to look at a dashboard and be like, okay, maybe I want to look at this because, it's kind of fitting all the criteria that I normally use to enter a trade. So when we look at this, right, we start the day. Okay. We have Monday, right? And the way Stacy counts this is Monday's day 1, Tuesday's day 2, Wednesday's day 3. It resets to 1, 2, and then 3. In the BTMM world, the count just keeps going, right? You'll end up with, hold on guys, let me put my charger in here. Peter's running a little slow. Okay, there we go. You'll end up seeing 7 days, 10 days, 12 days, of the peak, right? Like this one, right? With gold and oil, you'll end up seeing the peak counting and continuing to go. So I hadn't realized at that time that, okay, before I had the previous day counts on here, all it does is just reset literally after the third to 4th one. You just reset it, right? Then you go, okay, now we're at the 5th. So we're looking at, the 6th, right? So you just reset it. And I think that part helped me to understand it's just reset. Okay. Just like this happened. So we have on Friday, guys, you can look here and see Friday, we had a peak high. Okay. We closed the day, 2 Fridays ago now, right? And then the markets closed inside of the range, right? Okay. And it closed below the open, right? So we are expecting prices to short the next day, right? On Monday, you're looking for a short trade. But then Monday comes and we do get the short trade, right? But we also, we have these highs, right? We have these highs instead of lows, right? So the market is making higher highs. So that's a clue that we're going long, right? It's already a clue, but then it actually eventuates here by dumping and going into the previous day, right here, breaking that level, but then it fails, right? So when that happens, this will technically be your day 1. But your day 1, guys, will be confirmed on the day 2, right? When this actually closes above the open as a true first green day. because now we had a failed, this is now a true failed breakout because it hit, right? We had a breakout at, these major levels. Okay. This is like when you see this here, right? We've broken through this, and then now we're on another day and we've actually broken through this level here. I'm not going to count this. Sorry, I didn't mean to count that. We've broken through this level here, and then we've broken through this level here, right? That's a reset. It's a day 0. Okay. And Tuesday confirmed that Monday is day 1. Okay. Why did it confirm it? We came back to the low, right? We got support. It did not expand the range. Tuesdays expands the range. And then we have the higher high on the inside. I love this. This is my favorite setup. Like, this is it right here. I absolutely love it. When you see that higher high on the inside of this range, you know that this day two, all we're doing is waiting for this thing to confirm that we're indeed going long. So once this confirms, this is now your official first green day, right? This is your first green day. Markets closed above the open. We are now in breakout. We're out of balance. Okay. We're out of balance because, again, we're above the previous day's level, right? The next level to break would be this major level, right? The weekly level from that Friday. All right. So markets close out of balance. And as you know, it's either going to break out trend, break out and fail, or break out and do nothing, right? So what did we get, guys? We got a high. We got another high right here. This is Wednesday. This was a holiday. This is when the markets were closed at 12 for the future traders, okay? So most of us did not get a chance to trade this beautiful trade towards the end of the session. Okay. So here's another thing. I'm going to clear this out. I hope this makes sense, what I've written on here. Okay. So check this out, guys. We see 2 previous day breaks, right? What I can tell you is that once the market resets, because we know this is a reset, I always count this as a 1 previous day break. I counted already because it took out this high, right? That's how I looked at it, right? We took out that high. This is a 1. This is a 2. This is a nothing because this was actually the 4th of July and nothing was happening this day at all, right? If you were able to trade this, right, you had a short trade there. It wasn't a long-lived trade, but it was a nothing day, okay? However, I did take the DJ. I took the DJ short. I was watching both of these because we had an opportunity to trade until noon for futures. So this was actually a nothing day because it was inside of the range, right? The market is still broken out inside of the range. So what am I expecting on Friday? I'm expecting that third push. Okay. Now this indicator does not account for the reset, making this the signal day, the trigger day, right? All right. It's not accounting for that. I don't know if I can. I'm going to talk to my developer, see what we can do to make some changes to this indicator because I really want this to be as user-friendly as possible, right? When you're looking at this, right? You don't have to do too much, analysis paralysis, but you already got the clue here with this. Friday and Monday gave you the clue. Okay. You have a day 0, right? You have a reset. All right. Okay, we had a failed breakout. It broke that level. It broke this level. Peak high, peak low, reset. Peak high, peak low, major level, reset. Okay, it closed above. Now, sometimes it may not close above. Sometimes it may close, around the same area right here and it will stay down and then it will go up. So don't always, use the close above or below as anything. Okay, we need to wait for the next day. Right. So now that we confirm that's day 1, this is now officially day 2 of the 3-day cycle. So we know that we're expecting a beautiful trend. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay. So then Friday comes and I said, we're expecting that third previous day break. Okay. And what did we get? We had news right here. We had the high. And again, I love it. I love the news. It sets everything up. There's no need to trade the news. Okay. Especially if the news, I love it when the news is like at 8:30. Okay. Because that gives you a long time. That's over an hour before you get into this trade. You're going to let the news just do its thing for an hour. Let price put in the high and low for the first hour, right? Let it just do its thing. Okay? And usually, guys, this 3 previous day break on the 3rd day of the 3-day cycle, you should be able to get a 3rd hour trade. Okay, it should all match up with the 33, the 3. Okay, this is like your ultimate, and this is the one thing I remember from Steve Morrow, the 33 trade. But I made my own 33 trade by saying that it was the 3rd break, right? But technically, as you can see, this is the 1 break. But again, this is day 1, this is day 2. And this is day 3 on the regular cycle, but then it starts over to 1, 2, and 3. Okay. But this is just the weekly template. But of the 3-day cycle, like I said, this is day 1. This confirmed day 1, right? When day 2 closed above the open, all right? And it's out of balance, right? So the next day, we are expecting price to respect that, right? And to get support from one of these levels, whether it's the open price or whatever, okay? So that's what's up, okay? All right, so that's it. Oh my God, that's it. I hope that made sense. All right, so let's look at DJ. DJ was a little different, guys. It was kind of a little bit all over the place. Okay, DJ had, so here we go, Friday, the weekly template, right? We're going to do the weekly template here. Okay. This is 2. Sorry. So Friday, we had a peak high and we had a peak low on Friday. Again, another day 0, an inside day is another terminology for it as well. Okay. So Monday comes and it almost looks like, maybe we're going to short because by the time I'm getting here, we see this peak. It hits we have another peak high. It didn't break it, right? So we shorted that market, right? And it still did not take out Friday's low. So it's like, okay. We're still not taking it out. This was also another inside day. So this was an inside bar as well. All right. We're still within the range. So then Tuesday comes, right? And, we get the low hanging fruit trade here. All right. Where we have this dump right into the previous day level. And by the time I'm getting here, it failed. So we had a reset, right? We had another reset because here now, even though it pinged this level, it just pinged up here. And then here, it took it out here. So this was another peak low. So then I counted this. Okay, this is a peak low. All right. So is this a day 1? Maybe, maybe not. Because on this day, on this second day, right, if this is a true peak low, then it would need to be broken out and stay broken out. So now we're coming through now. Okay, we have 1 hit, 2 hit. And I'm thinking, okay, we didn't have any hit here. So maybe this day will probably be our 3rd attempt to the high, which is the trade that I took on the holiday, right? I took this short trade here and then we were out of that market, before noon or right at noon or whatever, because that's about all we could do was trade. So again, still looking very short because it didn't take this high. It's been trying to take this high and it hasn't. So Thursday came, same thing, beautiful setup here. We have the high from here, right? We have the high here at the Asia. So this was definitely a pump and dump setup. Okay. Pumped all the way to the high here and then boom, another short trade here that set up for us. Okay. And I also took this trade on the holiday. It was holiday pay. That was such a clean trade. It wasn't even funny. So then I was like, okay, cool. Now we actually have a hit to this level, right? That still didn't take it out. It didn't take it out. It didn't go. Didn't go nowhere. So now we're like, okay, we're still short. Okay. We're still short. And I marked this level here as an area, the 50% area from this level. I believe it was a 50% area from this peak low. Because I figured if this level is, if it's going to come, let me clear this up. It's a little messy. Again, let me bring this up here. Let me see before I start talking, making sure this is right. Yep. You see, I took the high and low of this peak reset, right? Because I'm expecting it to go long, right? You know, at least that's what it's supposed to do. But at the same time, usually it takes 3 hits, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 hits to the high is a setup. If it comes back here to the high for the 3rd time, guarantee that thing is dropping, right? So it didn't hit that area. So I just left this on here and I extended it. I was like, okay, we're short. When Thursday came, it was a holiday. It went back up there again. It was like, it really came up there on the 4th. I don't know if I should count this as the 3rd, but it was darn near close. But the 4th attempt to the high, again, it was holding. This is a major level. So we went short. It was such a clean trade. It was so easy. You know, it was just great. Went from the high right to the open price or the close price. I use the orange line as the, I draw that for the close price. Now this is MT5, so I do not have an indicator yet for it. I'm going to get my developer to create it within the dashboard within itself, so that I don't have to keep drawing it. But again, it's cool though. You know, it is. Okay. So then Friday came and I actually went short and long on Friday. Again, you know, I was expecting, you know, some kind of short, low hanging fruit trade to happen, and it did. And the moment it got to this level, I went long and I took it long. And then by the time it got to this level again for the open price, it started to struggle and then I took it short. And that was the last trade I took, and then I was done for the day. I think it was around 11, getting close to 11 or right at 11. Usually, guys, by that time, I like to be done because I'm not big on, especially it's Friday, and I'm not big on trading power hour or anything like that. I like to be done with my trades by 11 Central Time, which is noon Eastern Time, right? So it ended up being a great day. Now let's look at gold. This is another trade that went bonkers, absolutely bonkers on. Oh my God, this was such a beautiful trade. And what did we see here? Okay, so we have 2 inside days. We have 2 double inside days. That is a trigger. That is a huge setup when you have a double inside day. All right. This day actually gives you another official signal. Okay. If this wasn't a signal enough for you to take this trade, we had this high on the inside here. Okay. We had another, see this high from the previous day. You could have used that also to get into this trade. This is early in the session, depending on, you know, Asia, London, whenever you got in there. But then also for New York, it gave us an opportunity to get in here and go long as well. All right. So that was great. Another great trade. This was a day that also closed at 12, right? So we're able to take a little bit of it. On Thursday, I did not trade this on Thursday at all. As you can see, it did close above. This is a signal day as well. Okay. So we have this one previous day. We have 2. Oops, no. We don't have 2. Let me erase this. All right, we've already acknowledged this was a no-go. This was not a day. And then here we have 2. Now, as you can see here, this is where the indicator actually counted this one like normal. You see the 3 peak and 2 previous days because we had the double inside day. And then on that 3rd day, boom, that's where it counts the first previous day high break. Thursday was a nothing in the range going sideways on top of the closing price. That's a signal right there. And then right above, once it broke out, right, came back in, pinned this level one more time, the low of the day, and it just took off. And that was the second previous day high break. Now, come Monday, I don't know what's going to happen, because sometimes we're expecting this thing to break it again, and it might, because look how close it is. Anyway, close out of balance. It can come here, break this, right? Come up a little bit more, come low. It could do this, right? It could totally do that on Monday. I don't know if it's going to do it or not, but we could definitely see the third break. And usually when we see 3 breaks of previous day highs, then the next thing we should expect is like a reversal, right? That's usually how it goes. Okay. But I don't know if all that's going to happen on a Monday or not. But because this previous day high is so close, we could definitely see the third one, you know, boom. And then we have our low, and then boom. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I would love to see. Okay. I'd love to be able to, maybe the long trade will come in for the earlier sessions, and then the New York will probably get a reversal. That's probably what's going to happen. I have no clue. It's not a trade setup idea right now. I'm just laying out there what we may get. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it for right now, guys. I think we spent, enough time on that. We've covered the double inside days on the gold. On DJ, we covered the market resetting like crazy and maintaining this level here of shorting. Now, is Friday going to be right? Is Friday, like you can see here how the price closed pretty much. Look how price, I think price, this looks like where it previous day closed, and then it kind of closed around that same area. Okay. Now we do have this low here. Is this going to be, right? Is this going to be day one? I don't know. Is this going to be day one? Because day 2 would need to break out of here and be gone. Right? Break above this level, be out of balance, right? And be gone on, carrying on with this business. That's what it should do. Let me look at H4 real quick. Looks like we still have a ways to go. I'm going to extend this out. I'm going to put that up there. And then I'm going to get this area down here. Looks like we're just inside of a forever range. Okay. These are areas where I just drew the previous day level. I'm just going to leave them there. So anyway, we're just inside of this range right now, and we just need to break through it. So I'm going to extend that. Previous week's low. Okay. So we're either going to break up, right? We're either going to continue and use this here and then go up, right? Or we're going to come to this area and it's going to fail, and then we're going to come back down, right? But we have to wait and see what's going to happen, how the market behaves next week. Okay. All right. Now with that, guys, we're going to close for today, and we'll see you in the next one.